Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Trivia, the owner, the founder, the CEO of Trivia's Inspirational Radio. I am also the host of The Journey. I am the host of The Encourager Show and the Pastor's Wife Chat. Yes, I do all of those things. But today, I just want to introduce you to someone who is a replica of who I was. I used to be a single mom. Like, that is probably one of the hardest jobs that we could have. I always thought that going into the workforce was hard, but being a single mom is just like, wow. But she's bigger than just a single mom. She's the ambassador for the Thousand Moms group, which started off small and now it's worldwide. And when I go onto the group, I'm so ecstatic to see the things that the Thousand Moms are doing. They're not just a Facebook group. They actually get together. They're in communities around the world, and I'm not even going to go there yet because we're going to talk about that eventually. But Miss Penn, how are you?
I'm great. I'm great. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Okay, so my first question to you is, who are you? I just know Miss Penn. I just know what you do, but tell everybody, who are you?
Well, like you said, I'm a single mom. I've been a single mom for 7 years, and can I say that is one of the hardest jobs that ever
Yes,
been invented. It doesn't come with a manual. Everything you're doing, you're praying that it don't lead your child in therapy in 30 years. It's a serious job. So I'm a single mom. I'm also an entrepreneur. I own a hair salon. I'm a movie producer. I invest in different movies and stuff like that. But who am I? It wasn't always like that. Um, I had cancer twice. I had lupus. I got pregnant. It wasn't planned because I'm a single mom. And after becoming a mom, I started looking at my life differently and was like, it got to be more to this life than trying to get food stamps, trying to make ends meet, working these jobs, getting fired from the jobs because they don't accommodate my schedule because I'm a single mom without support. If it's not doing daycare hours, I can't do the job. Just struggling everyday struggle. And then that's just being a mom, but also an everyday struggle of being your own person, also in the midst of all of this, not losing yourself. And it was a tough balance. It was a tough journey, and it was difficult. And I was in church and I remember telling the pastor, like, hey, we need like a single mom support group, somewhere where we can go because we already getting beat up by the world. We need to go to church to get restored, get built up, get be encouraged because the world is tough. It's tough out here. And
yes,
and that support was not there at all. So I believe God has spoke to me and put a vision inside of me about this support group, but it just wasn't the time at that moment. And I had very, very good jobs for a single person, not a person who was responsible for a child and needed everything to fit in this box doing 8:30 to 5:30.
yes,
It wasn't the right job. And I didn't have support because my parents are working parents, so they working also. They got their own life, and the
yes,
father, her biological father at the time, was not in the picture at all. So it was all on me. And then on top of that, I told you I had a disability. I suffer from lupus, so it was a lot, and it was stressful. And I remember just crying out to God and was like, "Can you
well,
hear me?"
now we can hear you.
Okay, sorry about that. I was like, I remember crying out like, I want better. I just want better. And I remember we had went through a terrible storm, my daughter and I. We was in an apartment and they had mold, and she had 3 seizures. And the third seizure she had, she stopped breathing. And I remember giving her CPR, and I was just so angry at the apartment complex because they knew the apartment had mold in it. And we moved, and when we moved, the rent was $100 extra, and I didn't have it. I didn't have the extra. And I remember she was about to be potty trained, and we was in Walmart, and I said, put your hands on this box of pull-ups and make a promise that this will be your last box of pull-ups, because if I poured the money from the pull-ups, I could pay the rent. And then I remember praying like, Lord, okay, I got the $100, but what happened if a hiccup come? What happened if something come and I won't be able to pay? And he said, I gave you a God gift talent. Use it. And that was doing hair. And I was going backwards and forwards. I used to do hair before she was born, and I had an experience with that. And it just wasn't the right fit, because your schedule, you don't have a 9 to 5 doing hair. How is that going to work out?
Mm.
You cater to people. You think you're going to get off by a certain time, but it don't work like that. So I said, well, I can start doing it in my house. And I prayed and I prayed and I prayed. Let me go back. 2016, Prophetess Queen Favor came to my church, and I did not know her at that time. And she called 5 people out, and that's the lady who oversees 1,000 moms. And she called 5 people out, and I was one of the 5 people. I'd never met this lady. I didn't even know her name when she came to the church. And let me tell you something, I was late because I was tired. I was pushing, trying to get to church, and I live walking distance from the church. So
Wow.
I'm just strolling up in the church like a normal Sunday, and we have a guest speaker that I don't even know who the guest speaker is. So she pulled 5 people out. I was one of the 5 people she gave a handkerchief to, and she said to me that I was not going to be broke again. I was going to be known worldwide, and that I was going to go into the hair business. So
Wow.
I said to myself, because I really had a bad experience with doing hair, and I said, she was on point till she got to the hair part. She ain't hearing from no God. I take everything else but that. She ain't hearing from no God. Fast forward. So now we're moving, and I can't afford the rent. And I'm praying to God, like, Lord, what is it I need to do? Like, how can I get over this hump? And he basically said, I gave you a God gift talent. Go back doing hair. And I was like, this can't be God. I know for sure this is not God, because you saw what I went through when I was doing hair. And we're not going back there. We're not going back to that depressed stage. We're not going back to that stage of life. I'm not going backwards. You're going to have to show me something different. And my child godmother, no one knew I was debating this. No one knew I was debating about going back doing hair or nothing like that. And so my child godmother was like, Missy, I've been trying to reach out to you all week. The Holy Spirit laid something on my heart to tell you, and I'm going to just text it to you because I keep not being able to do it. And she said, everyone think you're called behind a pulpit, but you're not. She said, actually, you're called behind a salon chair. Let
Wow.
me tell you something. She didn't know the conversation God and I was, well, I thought she didn't know the conversation God and I was having. She didn't know the debate I was going through, what I was going through or nothing. So I said, okay, God, I know this is you. I set my dining room up as a little salon. I had a little corner in the salon. I mean, in the dining room that looked like a salon. I got a salon chair. Walked past the dumpster, found one of those corner TV stands, put it up in the corner. Got a mirror set up, and I called one of my homegirls. I said, "Let me braid your hair." And she said, "All right, well, how much you gonna charge to braid my hair?" I said, "You just buy the hair and let me post it." And 4 years later, I own my own hair salon.
But God.
But God, like I used to get assistance. I used to be on programs. I used to live paycheck to paycheck, and sometimes the paycheck ain't stretched to the next paycheck, and you cashing in coins to get gas money. You doing everything you can. You going in the child piggy bank just to make ends meet. the struggle is real out here for moms. And that's why I'm so grateful. I'm so honored to be a part of 1,000 moms because we need support groups like this. It's not just for single moms, it's for every mom. If you're an auntie mom, if you're a godmom, a grandma, it's for everyone. If you're a mom figure, a spiritual mom, because we get attacked the most because we're the front line. We're the nurturers. We're there to take care of it. We are designed to be the helpmate, to set the atmosphere, to put things in place. So when our mate go out and do what they need to do, everything in order. But we also need that self-love. And a lot of times as moms, we pour out, we pour out, we pour out, but we never pour it in. So that's
Amen.
the beauty about 1,000 moms. Like
Amen.
your support is there. If you're going through anything, it's there. And in the Bible, it say, "Ask and you shall receive. Seek and you shall find. Knock and the door shall be open." And so this is what 1,000 Mom is all about. The fundraisers we're doing a pop-up shop.
Hold that.
Um,
Ho. You going ahead of me.
oh,
Ho.
okay, go ahead, go ahead. I'll let you go. I told
You
you I
are,
could
look,
preach this
you
if I
giving it.
want
You are giving it to
to.
our viewers because first of all, let's go back a little bit because we're gonna give you a lot of time to talk about the
Okay.
pop-up plan. But let's go back a little bit because you hit something when you said the auntie moms, the grandmas, the cousin moms,
Right.
because a lot of people they believe that it's just the mother, the person that birthed the kid, the person that raised the kids. But it's a whole collaboration of
Right.
moms that don't even get recognized because it's like, okay, I think some people think that the aunties are supposed to be there, the grandmas are supposed to be there. But a lot of us don't have those grandmas there for our
Yes.
babies and aunties there for our babies, and we need to recognize those. So I just want to stop and give cahoots to those who are out here helping mommies raise their babies. I could just think of so many young moms like myself who had to raise babies. I had 5 of them, and I was
Wow.
single, but it was those aunties that stepped in to help. It was those grandmas that stepped in to help. So I give you all accolades. Join the 1,000 Moms Club because she even went a little bit before me with that because I think that there's a place for everything. If you are going through a difficult situation and you're a single mom, this is the place for you. If you're doing
Yes.
love, happy, joy, and you're with your husband, this is the place for you. If you're going through a struggle and you're with the dad, this is the place for you because there's somebody there that can walk with you, to mentor you. And this brings me to my next question. You are the ambassador for a
One of the
wait a minute, I didn't
ambassadors.
even get there yet. But you are an ambassador for the 1,000 Moms group, but you are the lead of the single moms. So
Yes.
let's talk about that because we need to let the listeners and the viewers know that there is a place for you. So let's just stop for a second and talk about the single moms part of it.
Okay, so I'll go back. So remember I told you I believe God placed it in me because I was an advocate for single moms. Like even when we went up against the apartment complex, my whole thing was, what happened? Hold on 1 second. Good morning. I'm doing the interview, so I'll talk to you in a second, okay? So I said, what happened if it was a single mom in there who didn't know CPR? She would have woke up or the next day wouldn't have had a kid. And that was my drive. Like that was like I was just thankful and blessed that I was in the medical field and I knew CPR. Because after that I was like, no, it got to be someone out here who will be the voice for the single moms. And it was just led into me that this is something that we need because a lot of times a woman will put a man in a force in front of her to speak for her. If a person or a man sees a woman with a man, they're not going to try to take advantage of them because she's protected by that man. But who's the protection for the single moms? Who's
Amen.
there to stand and say, hey, we got your back. We're going to be there for you. You got a whole village behind you who's supporting you, who's there for you, who got your back, who, when you're down, we'll take the baby, go get your hair and nails done. You know, we need that support. And
Yes.
so I was always passionate about single moms. Because now I'm a single mom and I understand what we go through as single moms. And let me say something, sweetie. If you really dedicated this, you don't have no date in life.
Mm,
And so, how do you get out of being a single mom when you can't even go out on a date?
mm.
You can't date. I mean, if you're a mom like me, I'm not just bringing him and her and all these people around my kids because I represent my child. My child learns from me. What I do,
Absolutely.
you may say something, but they watch your actions more than they listen to what you have to say.
Yep.
So it's none of that. It's none of that. I'm blessed and thankful that my child has an excellent father figure in her life, an excellent father figure, and I'm thankful for that. But he's been there since I was pregnant, and I'm thankful. But everyone don't get that.
Absolutely.
Everyone don't get that opportunity. So
Absolutely.
you need that support to go out and have some me time and let your hair down and go out and hear a live band or do something that encourages you. And that's
Right.
what 1,000 Moms is about. That's what we do. Like we here for you. We here for your needs, and we here to build you up and to encourage you. We here to build your foundation so that if you have that strong foundation, you can build anything you want on there.
I had a question this morning. Well, I saw a post this morning on Facebook, and if you like me, Facebook is like your kryptonite. I go on there to get filled. I go on there to get inspired. I go in there to get built up. And sometimes when I go on there so that I can feel. And this morning I saw a post where a young mother made a post about being a single mother and the lack of support. And she talked about daycare and how, as a single mother, you expect certain things, but you have to take your child and entrust them to people that you don't know anything about, you don't have a connection with, but they're more reasonable than those you expect to be there. As a
Right.
single mother, what is your thoughts about that? Because I had 5 kids and I did the untraditional thing. I took my kids to work with me. Thank God they're 21 now. I took them to school with me. Thank God they're 21 now. But I did what a lot of parents couldn't do. I did what a lot of parents didn't know that they could do. And I did a lot of things that was definitely against the grain because what I know now, and I would have never took my kids to work. But what is your thoughts about having that support system and not understanding the support system and having to take your kid to somebody that you don't trust because you believe you get more support from that?
I've been there. I can preach this if you want me to. If I got enough time, I can take you there.
No, we gotta
Because
get to we gotta get to why you here. So just tell us that.
but I totally understand that single mother because my oldest sister, I basically raised her kids. And when my daughter was born, she moved to Georgia. So I thought we was going to piggyback off of each other. And she moved to Georgia, so that was out. Then my cousin was watching my daughter and she found out she had cancer. So that was out. And um I had a good close friend who lived next door, and she did an amazing job watching my daughter. Amazing job. And I wanted my daughter. She even started her daycare business off of this, but I wanted her to be like. Once I started working, I wanted her to be in a structured daycare facility, and I was blessed to have my cousin went because my daughter was a preemie when she was born, so that even raised the stakes higher because it's certain things you have to know when working with preemies that you don't do with um, full term babies.
Right.
And the young lady who lived next door to me, she went to the classes with me. She was there from the jump. And I thank God for her. Now she has her own kids. So I just thank God for her because she was truly a blessing. But then it came to a time when she had her baby. So then I put her in daycare. So I put her in the daycare from a young lady who went to the church. And let me go before that. I put her in one daycare, and she loved this daycare provider. And there was a miscommunication between me and the daycare provider. And the lady was a woman of God, but she been burnt so many times in her field because I paid her every other week. And then she said, "Don't you owe me some money?" I said, "It's not my pay week." And she said, "Yes, it is." I said, "No, it's not." And I said, "And you don't never have to ask me for the money. I just pay you, right?" She was like, "You're gonna give me money?" She just went off. So, and I never seen that side of her because I could find it in her about a lot of stuff because I didn't have no support system to go to. So when she went off, I was like, "Oh my goodness." So when the next week I got paid, I gave her her money. And she called me and she apologized. This is how I know she's been burnt so many times. She said, "I keep forgetting," because I was 30 when I had my child. So I ain't had time to be playing no games. She said, "I keep forgetting you're not this young mother. You look young, but you're not young. This and that." And I said, "I will never take advantage of you." And I said, "And my daughter loves you." But I knew I couldn't continue on with that relationship. And then
Right.
I took her to a daycare center. Every time I dropped her off, she cried. And I'm like, "What is going on? That every time I drop her off, she's crying." And it's like when I come in, she get in her bag, she ready to go. And I'm like, and she can't talk. She's not
Right.
even one
Right.
yet. She can't talk. And I'm like, what is going on? So I didn't feel comfortable with that because I'm very in tune with her. And then the daycare lady who went to my church, oh my goodness, she was a blessing from God. She had her all the way up till she was in school. And
Amen.
she had a daycare facility. And I remember the first day I dropped her off, and she didn't want to come home. She fell out on the floor, and I'm like, "Come on, girl!" She
I
falling
love
down. I
them
said,
kind of babies.
"Thank you." Yeah, I said, "Thank you, Lord." And that lady, I had to pay daycare prices, even though she really looked out for me. But my daycare was more than my rent. And I remember trying to apply for daycare vouchers.
Wait a minute, say that again. Your
My
daycare was what?
More than my rent.
Because I think, I know I'm gonna let you finish, but I think that's where the wires get crossed a lot because mommy and daddies and grandmas and cousins and aunties can babysit
Mm-hmm.
for a chicken box. But when you go out into the
Mm.
real world, your daycare is not going to be what you think it's supposed to be. And I had an experience not too long ago, and this young lady received, and I'm not gonna laugh because I just felt kind of heartbroken just hearing it. But they received like $25 or something for watching a baby for overnight. $25. And I said, wait a minute. I was thrown back a little bit because I don't think that people understand what goes into that field. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to let you finish, but we're going to go ahead and talk about what you came here to talk about when you finish. So go ahead and finish
Okay.
what you're saying, and I'm going to take it to the next level.
Okay. I can flow right into it if you want me to.
Okay.
So the daycare was more than my rent. And I was to the point I was like, I can catch the bus. Like I know how to get on the bus. That will, help out with daycare costs, this and that. And because I knew that's where she belonged. I knew that's where she was belong. And it wasn't my, and I was paying for daycare at this time. And it wasn't my um right to go to the daycare provider and say, "I can't afford daycare. Can you cut me a discount?" Because she's running a business. And I was
Absolutely.
praying and praying and praying about this situation. And I was like, "I can't afford this daycare. I don't want to pull her out. I know this is where she belongs. She's learning the word of God. She's reading. I mean, she's learning stuff. It wasn't just they sitting around watching movies. They had a whole schedule planned out for them." And I just prayed and prayed. And And I was paying this daycare lady. I was not like, I don't have the money. I was paying her, not paying the rent, because I was like, I don't want to mess this up. I need daycare to go to work. So listen, one day I was laying in the bed and she said she was in the spirit and she was praying, and the Holy Spirit told her to reach out to me. And she said, "You struggling to pay daycare." She had no evidence I was struggling to pay daycare. None. I was never late or nothing. And she said, the Holy Spirit told me, charge you this amount.
But
When I
God.
tell you, she charged me the same amount that I was paying the girl next door.
But God.
And she didn't even know that. And I said, oh my goodness. I cried and I cried and I cried. So we got over that mountain. And it was, that support right there was amazing. It was heartbreaking that I couldn't get that same kind of support out of my family. But when you're looking at it through the spiritual realm, you're thankful for the support because he gave me what I needed to move forward. And I remember talking to her because I had lost my job and everything. And I was doing hair on the side. To be honest, I was making more money doing hair than working at the job. And I was still sending her off to daycare. And then I knew it was time to leave that 9 to 5 alone, but I wouldn't do it. So they fired me. You know,
Oh, you
God
gonna have
got
to
a
come
way of
back because we're
pushing
gonna talk
you.
about that one.
Yeah, pushing you to where you need to go. And I went to this young lady and I said, how did you start this? Like, because I know you had to work a job before you decided to own. She said, do it. Even the lawyer told me, my lawyer sat down and told me how to start your business. And it was just people, random people. But I couldn't have this conversation with no one in my family because my dad was a police and he thought you're supposed to work a 9 to 5. And my stepmom, she worked in the school system. So they have all these good jobs and you need to go to college, you need to do this. And when I was younger and a child and, a toddler, any picture you see me with someone, my hands is in their head. So the calling been on me since a child, but no one invested in it.
Amen.
And when I said I wanted to do this, my dad said, hey, it's not a job, that's a hobby. Snatched it right from me. So I did all these jobs, miserable, trying to please him. And I'm into the hair business, and this is probably the longest job I've been on. But
Mm.
I'm happy. It's a passion. So that goes back to that support that 1,000 moms give you, because everyone has a calling on their life. When you're born, he already knew you before you enter into your mother womb. He know how many strings of hair you have on your head. He know your ending before you even knew the beginning. You got what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So you need that encouragement behind you to support you, to encourage you, to see, hey, honey, you in the wrong field. You in the wrong field. You know he called you to do X, Y, and Z. And that just that support to tell you, hey, you can do this. Regardless of what the natural look like, you can do this. Even if everybody is not called to be an entrepreneur, because if we had a million entrepreneurs, who's working for us? But everyone has a calling. And like I learned during a 40-day prayer with 1,000 moms, the body of Christ, everyone has a calling, and the body can't function properly if you're not doing your part. If the hand can't be the brain can't be the hand. I mean, yeah, but the hand know how to be a hand, and the brain know how to be the brain. So when you operating in your calling and doing what you need to do, then everything flow the way it's supposed to flow. But the problem we're having today is so many people who are not operating in the calling that they was designed to do, that everything is misfunctioning. And so I go back to 1,000 moms. 1,000 moms is a group where we're letting moms know that, hey, you're basically running that person's business for yourself. Why can't you do it, for yourself? We had a young lady, we went to in Alabama, and she would start credit unions, build credit unions, do this for credit unions. And the Lord had told her that day, it's time for you to start your own credit union. That's the encouragement we need. That's the push we need. That's the drive we need. And that's what 1,000 moms does for us. Encourage those moms who struggling, those moms who just don't have any direction or don't know their placement in life and think it's all about just being a mom. It's more to life than just being a mom. Because how good of a mom are you if you're pouring from an empty glass? Or if you don't know who you are? How can you raise and shape and mold someone else if you don't know who you are? That's why I thank God that God gave me my child at 30 and not my 20s. Because my child in my 20s would have been cuckoo for cocoa puffs or something. Because in my 20s, I ain't know nothing about myself. I ain't know nothing I wanted to do. I didn't know what direction I wanted to go. I was going to the club for therapy. And that's because that song "Come On Dance Your Pain Away." I got problems. That was my number one hit because I had problems and more problems and more problems. But 1,000 moms are there to help you get through your stuff. If you need a licensed therapist, we can point you in that way. If you need a life coach just to inspire you or give you direction, we can point you in that way. If you just need prayer, we can pray for you. If you need, advice about what your child going through, or if any mom been through this situation, we got someone there for that. If you trying to start a business, we got so many entrepreneurs in the group that can help you start your business and build that foundation because we already paved the way to go through it. So 1,000 moms is all about encouraging moms because we are the foundation of the earth. We the one who build the platform. We the one who carry the kids. We the one who experienced the child before the natural father experienced the child or the world experienced the child. That seed grows within us. And if we're not in order and we're carrying that seed, guess what's going to happen? Whatever we're going through while we're carrying that seed is going to go to the seed. So
Hold on,
I'm just
hold
mhm.
on for 1 second, because guess what? I think
What?
everything you said was muted. So I'm going to ask you to go back just a little bit, just rewind it back about 10 minutes. No, not 10
Okay,
minutes. I'm joking. Just rewind about like 5 seconds of what you just said because I believe it went on mute. So can you go back?
I can't. I'm not muted though.
No, I'm muted. I can hear you.
Oh,
I don't know if the
oh,
viewers can hear you. So,
if you can
um,
hear me, type in the comments.
yeah, type in the comments. I can hear her. Don't interrupt her. Yeah, just type that in
Yeah,
the comments. But
but I'll go back. Like I said,
you can go back at the end. I just
yeah,
want to
it's
make
no
sure
problem.
everybody can hear you.
Can you hear
So you
me?
can
I
go ahead and
can't
keep on
see
going.
you though, but I can hear you. You heard me?
There I is. I
Oh,
had you
hello.
spotlighted so that they can hear you
Okay,
and not me.
but
Um, so you can go ahead and talk about the upcoming event. That's what I want you to do.
so
Talk
right
about the
now,
upcoming event.
we just in April we went to Alabama and it was filled with all entrepreneurs in there. People who start in business, all moms in different, levels. I'm about to make up a word, momship. So it was just all different stages of moms, and it was awesome. Like it was just awesome. So we came back. So we're doing a pop up shop at Poly, and if you're familiar with the Baltimore city, Poly Western location, Poly High School. So the address is 1400 West Cold Spring Lane, and it will be on June 25th, 2022. And the time is between 9 and 1. We still need vendors. We have spaces available for vendors. So if you're a vendor or you're going to start your business or you're trying to start a business, this is the best platform you can do this stuff on because starting small and building is the best way to do it. If you have a business that you're not selling nothing physically, but you're doing a service, I always say promote, promote, promote. The only way people go to McDonald's, people don't wake up and say, I want McDonald's today, because on every corner it's a McDonald's. So they promote their business. You turn the TV on, it's a McDonald's commercial. So promote, promote, promote. Anytime you get an opportunity like this, take advantage of it. You don't know who may be there. It might be that just one person, and that one person leads you to 10,000 people. So never take an opportunity like this lightly, because it can be the start of your business, or it could be that little boom you needed to go to the next level, or that uplift and you needed to go to the next level. So once again, it's June 25th, 2022. The setup time is from 8 to 9. The breakdown time is 1 to 2, and the event is from 9 to 1. The address again is 1400 West Cold Spring Lane. We asking all vendors to come out. We're gonna have a blast. This is our first pop-up shop for 1,000 Moms in the Baltimore location, because we do it state to state. And this will be our first pop-up shop for the Baltimore location, but it will be our annual event. If you cannot do this year, please still send me your information, because next year it's going to be bigger and better. Believe me, I'm believing that before this year is out, the next year event will be sold out, and that's where I'm standing at. So, if you need to get in contact with me, my name is Missy. My telephone number is 443-460-8009. Again, my telephone number is 443-460-8009. And can I say, all the proceeds and monies goes to 1,000 Moms to support other moms. We don't take this money to buy Louis Vuitton bags. We don't take this money to buy the new Rolex. We take this we take this money to support moms in need. We just sponsored 2 kids in Africa to go to school. So we're doing big things. We're not just sitting around talking about days of our lives. We're making our days work for us. And so, again, the pop-up shop is June 25th, 2022, from 9 to 1. Setup time is 8 to 9. Breakdown time is 1 to 2. And the space is $50 for a table. So this is going to be awesome. I believe this is going to be the platform to bring entrepreneurs out, vendors out, people. If you're selling anything, just come out. If you have a carpet business, come out and use that opportunity to come out and pass out your flyers. You do dentists, bring your dentist. Everybody have to start small. Like I told you my story, I started in my house. Everyone have to start somewhere. The key is starting. So take advantage of this opportunity. You don't want to miss it. We're going to have music, food, games. We're going to raffle off some things. It's going to be a great opportunity. If you cannot make this date, please still reach out to me, because we will be doing this every year. This will be an annual event. So don't think you miss. If you can't vendor due to the short notice, come out and support. Networking is one of the keys to having a successful business. Come out for the support. You do not have to be a mom to come out to support. But we will appreciate all moms who do come out and support. Support the moms. You don't have to be a mom to support or sow a seed. But know that your seed is going to uplift a mom in need. Okay? So let that be known. Also, like I said, we sponsored 2 kids in Africa to go to school. Our goal is to get these moms off of government assistance. That's just a big old circle that once you in, it's hard to get out. We want to teach you and educate you on how to be sufficient for yourself, how to do for yourself, how to go out there and get that bag, how to break these broke generational curses, how to leave something for your kids. Buy properties instead of buying Jordans. Do stuff that when you leave, your child has something to stand on. The foundation is already built. And that's what 1,000 Moms is doing. We also are a great support group. We have prayer, we have Bible study, If you say I'm not churchy, we not churchy either. What you see is what you get. We all about Jesus. We about the love of Jesus. We about the relationship with him, building with him. And that's what it is. We're not traditional. If you're looking for that traditional church with your white gloves, this is not the place for you. You can come, because that fire will get it right on out of you. But we all about support. If we was traditional, we wouldn't have a single mom advocate on here. So we all about supporting the mothers, building a foundation, pouring into her, because God knows she pours out everything. And we just restoring moms, building moms. And you don't have to be a single mom. I'm a single mom, so that's why I'm the advocate for single moms. We got married moms, we got auntie moms, we got grandmoms, godmoms, you name it. We have it because all moms need that support. Again, I will repeat, the pop-up shop is June 25th, 2022, from 9 to 1. It's at 1400 West Cold Spring Lane. We're on the parking lot. It's going to be a beautiful day. We're in a very great location. So we have cars driving past. I don't know if y'all not familiar with that area, but that area is very busy. There's a gas station. There's things going on in that area. So you will not be disappointed. All right. I give it back to you. I can't hear you. You me.
I had a whole minute. I was clocking you down. But you did wonderful. You did wonderful. I am excited. If you look at the ticker at the bottom, it has all of the information. Right now on the ticker, it has the event location, which is the 25th of June from 9 to 1 at 1400 West Coast Spring. If you know Baltimore, you know Poly Western High School.
Yes.
So join the Thousand Moms. I am a Thousand Mom. I am going to get a table because I believe in what they're doing. Which one of my businesses I'm going to use, I don't know, but I'm going to be there. Join
Get
me.
one for each business. Get one for each
Absolutely.
business.
I only could be one table. But I'm definitely going to support. If you want to be a part of this, please call Missy. Her number is scrolling at the bottom. I'm going to give it to you because I want you to call her. The number is 443-460-8009. And again, it's Missy. She is the ambassador for a
Yes.
thousand moms. She is the leader of the single moms. So if you are a single mom and you want to become a part of Thousand Moms, she's going to be your contact person. So she's going to ride it out with you. I just met her today and I already feel the energy. I'm not a single mom, I'm an empty nester, praise God. But I'm definitely going to be sending some single moms your way.
Yes.
And again, if you are a mother, a grandmother, a auntie mother, a godmother, a daddy mother, I'm just saying, reach out because I don't even know if it's daddy mothers in there, but I know that there are people out here raising kids and they don't have to. There are people
Right.
who are out here supporting daddy. I was just joking. Please don't join this group because we might be talking about men and you don't want to hear about that. But
Mm-hmm.
we really want you to be connected. And it's nothing like being a mother and having a support team. It's nothing like being a mother where you can physically and tangibly connect with women who have the same interests that you have. Because when I became a single mother at the age of 17, guess what? I did not know I would be where I am today. And when I became an empty nester at the age of 42, I still didn't know I would be where I am today. And this group has, as Missy said, it has entrepreneurs. I'm going to even say there's authors in the group. You might want to write that
Yes.
story. You want to put that out there. This is a group that is supportive for you. Put it in that message in the Thousand Moms. Join it, join it, join it. And before we go, we have a few more minutes left. Tell us, Missy, why should our viewers join a thousand moms? Hands down. Not just because they're givers and that they're supporters, but why should a mom, a auntie mom, a granny mom join thousand moms?
Hands down, because it take a village to raise a child. Um, and it really does. Um, Not just because we out here giving and informing and educating, but because that motherhood role don't come with no manual. It does. You could be doing something out the pureness of your heart, and it be received wrong, and it can really mess your child up because your child may not know your intentions at that moment. So sometimes an outside mom looking in can say, baby girl, that child don't receive it the way that you're giving it. Try a different approach. So some just having that support and that love. I have a young lady. She been knowing me since I was a kid, and she calls me crazy. I think you related to her, but when I tell you, she poured. Come, let me tell you something. She pours
Yes,
into me the other day. I and I'm not saying this to be funny, but I totally get, and please don't take this wrong, how mom snap. Like you hear on the news that the mom killed her 5 kids, or something about her kids, or the mom who took the kids to the lake, and everybody say, how is that possible? How can you do that? And most times it's people with no kids who saying this. How is that
absolutely,
possible? How can
absolutely.
you? What did an innocent kid do to you? The innocent kid took that mom to crazyhood. And
Amen.
if mentally you're not stable and you're not in the right position, things like that happen. So
Honey,
we want to intervene before it happens and tell you,
honey.
bring those babies here, or let me
Yeah,
pray for you, or let's do something. Let me send a mom over there to help you and
yes,
get you in your right mind. Because a lot of times when they get to that point, it's because they didn't have the support they needed. Or
yes,
in their perfect world in their head, because they don't have no one to tell the truth to, and we're that group, you can just be who you are. Let me tell you something. I would not be a part of this group if I couldn't talk the way I talk or act the way I act. And I'm not saying that I'm going to stay this way, but I'm saying they accepted me the way I am.
yes,
None of
yes.
us are perfect, but I came in and I don't feel like I'm out. I'm an outcast or I don't fit in. They welcomed me with loving arms and love, unconditional love, that agape love. Something you'll never experience. I never been in a whole room full of love and it's nothing but women. And they're not talking about you. They ain't putting their nose up about you. They ain't looking down on you. Everybody came with love, love, love. You know what I mean? And
Yes.
that's what we need because Sister Tyra, let me tell you something. She pours into me. She'll call me. She don't even know what I'm going through someday. One day she called me and she said, Missy, I just want to call you and tell you you're an awesome mom. And
Yes,
I
she
remember
does.
And I remember when my daughter was a baby and I was joking. And I said, I don't know who child that is. She said, don't you say that no more. But I was joking, but I was telling the truth in the joke. Because that child was getting on my nerves. And I was tired. She was a preemie. She on a preemie schedule. So you need moms like that to let you know you're doing right. You're on the right path. Moms who've been
Yes,
where you are. You're doing right. You're on the right path. You doing what you need to do. You need help. I'm here. I'm supporting you. And everything ain't financially.
it's
You
not.
know, sometimes just getting a phone call be like after you, because in the morning, dropping her off. My daughter's not a morning person, so dropping her off is a struggle. And I suffer from lupus, so by the time I get to work, I'm already tired. I want to turn around and get back in the bed. So getting a phone call on my way to work to tell me you're doing an excellent job gives me the energy I need to keep pushing.
I love
And
it. I
and
love
that's
it.
what 1,000 moms about. It's
I
just
love it.
that in this group, it's no weak chains because with one person weak, another person is strong. It's no weak chains. I'm not saying we're perfect, but I'm saying the will we're walking in is perfect. The journey
Amen.
we're doing is perfect. We all make mistakes, but we have someone to go to talk to them about, to
Amen.
help us. And that's what 1,000 moms about. If you're not a part of it, you need to join 1,000 moms. You
I
need
love
to
it.
join it.
I love it.
Hmm.
I love
What
it.
you gonna lose? What you gonna lose?
Yep.
You join those dumb dating sites. What you gonna lose?
Yep.
You waste your time in those groups. You waste your time, watching Housewives of Atlanta. What are you gonna lose? Joining the group.
Amen.
The only thing you're gonna lose is the things that are not prospering you and
Absolutely.
motivating you and bringing you to the next level and encouraging you. That's the only thing you're going to lose. Things that's not working for your good.
Yep.
Everything is here is a game. This is win-win season. And
Yes.
since I've been a part of this group, that's all I've been doing. You see things differently. This is win-win season. And to
Amen.
have a whole team behind you and pushing you and telling you can do this, it don't get any better than this.
I
So
love it.
that's
I thank you. You have said a lot, and I was like, "What are we going to talk about? What are we going?" I don't even need to know because when God is in the midst, He just makes things
yeah.
flow. You spoke to me on so many levels because I've been there, I've done that. I participate on the Facebook groups with Thousand Moms, and I think that it just to hear some of the conversations, see some of the women, see what they're doing. Let's even start there. Has been such a motivation to me. It encourages me. It helps me to know that I'm not doing what I'm doing by chance. I'm doing it because God has called me to this. And I just thank you for coming on. I thank you for your time. I thank you for your energy. Anybody that watch this, I know that they are up and don't even need a cup of coffee because your
Right.
energy is amazing. But before we leave, and I want to invite you to come back
Okay.
to talk about our show, The Journey, because as I listened to you talk, something struck a chord with me. And I think that that's important to hear because the journey is telling our viewers how did I get to where I am today? Because a lot of us look at other people and say, oh, they got this nice house, they got this
Mm-hmm.
nice car, but they don't know what we went
The
through to
story
get it.
behind it, yeah.
They don't know why we became the entrepreneurs that we became. So I definitely want to invite you back. But before we leave, I just want to give a promotional ad. I'm going to show a promotional video and then we're going to close out. So I want to thank all the viewers, all the listeners that's going to hear this on the radio, that's going to see this on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram. I just want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to Missy. I want to say thank you to Queen Favor for
Yes.
even having this group, this platform for women like myself and Missy. And I want to thank my cousin. I love her dearly. I want to thank Tyra Hayes for considering Trivia's Inspirational Radio and also considering you, Missy, to come on. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
And I want to say thank you to everybody that's listening. And I want to say thank you to everybody that's listening.
Thank you.